Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and welcome to another video. And today it is my 10-year anniversary on Booktube. So, it's not my 10-year anniversary on Booktube today when I'm filming this, but it will be when you see it. And I wasn't actually going to film this video today. I wasn't going to film this evening. I think the lighting is probably quite bad. It's like nearing sunset and it's very pretty light, but I think it probably doesn't make for very good light on a video. However, I've just got home, literally just got home from a Booktube meetup, and I had such a lovely day hanging out with lots of booktubers, and I feel very filled with a great love of Booktube and booktubers. So I thought this would be a nice time to make a video talking about having been on Booktube for 10 years with some reflections. I don't really have a plan for this video. I'm not really sure what I'm going to talk about, but I guess we'll work it out as we go. So I don't have any tea today because it's quite warm today. So instead I have some sparkling elderflower, which kind of looks like wine, but it's not wine. But I do have it in a very nice glass, which looks kind of like a wine glass, but it's actually a beer glass, I think. But I don't really drink beer, so I tend to use it for random fizzy drinks and cold drinks. But it is quite fun, though not as bookish as my many mugs. But I am wearing a book dress to make up for it, so, you know, there we go. So what did I actually want to say today? I don't know. I've been on Booktube for 10 years today, and over the next week there will be many videos. There'll be a video up every day in some way, some live shows, some regular videos. I will leave details in the description down below about the live shows because I haven't quite worked out the timings yet. I need to work out time zones with people from other countries who are going to be joining me for the live shows, which should be really fun. But I'll leave more details about that down in the description once I have sorted it out, which I will do before this video goes up. It's weird to have been on Booktube for 10 years for many reasons. I think partly because 10 years is quite a long time, but also it's quite a long time because of the very different life stage I was at when I started making Booktube videos. And also because of how Booktube and technology has changed in the last 10 years. When I started making Booktube videos, I was 22 years old and I was still a student. I was doing my master's in creative writing and I lived in Bath. And during that master's I was working part-time, but mostly I was a student. So it's quite weird that I have been doing Booktube since I was a student, because that means I have been making Booktube videos throughout the whole of my working adult life. And in many ways throughout the whole of my adult life. Obviously I know you are an adult when you're 22, but I feel like I didn't feel myself that I was an adult when I was 22. Yeah, like I said, I was still a student, and life was quite different. And it does feel kind of strange, I suppose, that Booktube is something that has been with me through the whole of my adult life, and that has been really constant, even through lots of other life changes. I have lived in many different places, you know, there have been many different backgrounds to my videos. As we will see, I'm going to do some looking back through my old videos video, which I think will be up tomorrow is my plan. I haven't filmed that yet, but that'd be fun to look through. But yeah, Booktube has been a constant for the past 10 years, and I have put up at least one video nearly every week. There have definitely been some weeks I have not put up videos, probably around Christmas and stuff, or you know, for various other reasons, but most of the time there has been one video up, if not two videos up every week. I've put up, I don't even know how many videos now, but definitely over 1,000. And yeah, it's been very fun to have Booktube as a constant. And I feel like Booktube is something that has always brought me so much joy and so much comfort. And I love the routine of making videos, and I love chatting about what I read, and I love the connections I have made through Booktube, and the community that I have here. It means so much to me for so many different reasons and in so many different ways. And I'm so grateful to everyone who watches my videos and to everyone who makes Booktube videos as well, because, you know, that's such an integral part of the community. And I met so many amazing, lovely people through Booktube, so many friends, from all over the world, which is just so cool, and so lovely. And I was thinking about that a lot today at this Booktube meetup. We went out for lunch and then did some in-person reading sprints and had a good chat, and it was just lovely to see a bunch of really nice people, many of whom I had met in person before, some of whom I hadn't. But it kind of reminded me how much I love Booktube and the community that we have built. It's kind of weird having been on Booktube for 10 years because a lot of people who were making videos 10 years ago don't make videos anymore or post very, very rarely. And a lot of the people who I watch now are people who've been making Booktube videos for like 5 years or less, and some more. And there are some people who have been making Booktube videos for longer than I have, who I've been watching since before I made Booktube videos of my own, people like Jen Campbell or Claire Fenby. And there are some people I watch who've been making Booktube videos for, 7 or 8 years, but like definitely the kind of community changes quite a lot over time, and people leave and people come and people join. But it's so lovely to meet so many people. I feel like it's brought me so many friendships, and so many great book recommendations. There's so many authors that I love and novels that I love that I would never have heard of without Booktube. And there's so many of my favorite authors and my favorite books that I heard about first through Booktube, or that I had my like reading experience of enriched by through buddy reads or reading challenges, readathons, book clubs, and so many different things. Two of my favorite authors, Natasha Pulley and Sarah Waters, I have buddy read so many of those authors' books with my friend Marissa from BlatantlyBookish, and we've just had so much fun. And one thing I think Booktube has really given me, which I appreciate so much, is just more confidence. Like, I am, I think, naturally a relatively shy, like insecure person, and definitely like as a teenager and in my early 20s, I really thought I was really boring, and I just genuinely believed that I was such a boring person that didn't really have anything interesting to say. And there's nothing quite like 30,000 strangers watching you ramble about Dickens on the internet to make you think maybe I'm not boring, maybe I'm just a bit niche. And I feel like the confidence Booktube has given me, like on a personal level, but also on like almost like a public speaking level, I guess. Now I am a published author and I go and do author events sometimes, and I feel perfectly comfortable like talking to an audience as an author. And while I still sometimes find social situations a bit nerve-wracking, like I also know that I am perfectly capable of talking about books to anyone for a very long time. And the confidence Booktube has given me is just like life-changing. I don't know, I kind of can't really imagine who I would be without Booktube, for lots of reasons, but also like because of that. I also feel like Booktube played one very instrumental part in my career, which I'm so grateful for, I suppose. So I work in publishing. If you don't know, I'm an editor, and when I first started working in publishing, the first job I got was in non-fiction. Publishing is very competitive and quite hard to get into, and the first job I managed to find was in non-fiction. I worked in non-fiction for 3 years, and I was trying really hard to move from non-fiction into fiction, but I found it quite difficult. And when I did finally manage to move into fiction, I remember I spoke quite a lot in my sort of cover letter and so on, and my interviews about my Booktube channel. And I feel like my Booktube channel was a really useful way of me proving to fiction editors that I did know the market, that I did understand how fiction worked, that I was really tuned in to that world. And so I think it did really help me get a job as a fiction editor, and that was what I wanted to do. And from then on, I've worked for several different publishers, and I'm now a freelance fiction editor, which I just absolutely love. And I feel like I would have struggled to have that same career trajectory without having Booktube, as a way to prove that I know about books, I suppose, and know about novels specifically. And in general, I just feel so grateful to like Booktube as a community and as a thing for so many different things. How many times can I say the word thing in one sentence? But I just really love Booktube, and it's brought me such joy and such confidence and so many amazing friends and so many amazing books read. And hosting Jane Austen July and Victober for many years now has been so fun. And I've discovered so many new authors and gone kind of deeper and deeper into 19th century literature. But then beyond that, I feel like my reading horizons have been broadened so much by Booktube because I hear about so many different kinds of books and I want to read so many different kinds of books. I feel like I read much more internationally than I used to. I still want to read more internationally than I do, but I feel like I found so many new authors from around the world and so many different kinds of books and different kinds of genres through Booktube. I feel like I've got to know my own reading taste so much more. And obviously, as I said, when I started my Booktube, I was 22. It was a long time ago, and it's hard to know how much my reading taste would have changed and in what directions it would have gone without Booktube, but I can't really imagine my life without this channel because it means so much to me and because it has had such a big impact on me on a personal level and also on my reading taste. I don't know what else I want to say here. I feel like this has been such a rambly video, but I just feel very grateful to everyone who watches this channel and who takes part in Booktube in some way or another, because it's such a lovely community and it means so much to me. And I do feel like I have a lovely community of subscribers here. Like, I think people are really, really nice. What else did I want to say? I don't know. Being on Booktube for 10 years feels like a big, fun milestone, but also it feels quite natural to have been here for a long time, because I feel very at home making YouTube videos and rambling about books on the internet. And I'm really proud of and grateful for the community that I have here. And I really love Booktube a lot. Is there anything else I want to say? I feel like I've just been relatively emotional for like 10 minutes. But, you know, as I said, I went to a Booktube meetup today and I just had such a lovely day, and I'm just feeling like very warm and fuzzy about Booktube. So yeah, I think that's all for this nonsensical ramble. I hope this has been vaguely fun to watch. Did I just say the same thing like over and over? I don't know, but anyway, it's fine. Tomorrow / whenever I get around to filming it, but tomorrow when you see it, I'm gonna go through some of my old videos and have a watch back of them, which I think will be quite surreal. And then later in the week there will be other things. I've already filmed some like top 10 videos of top 10 favourite books and top 10 favourite authors, which I think will be quite fun, I hope. Hello again. So this video was all, you know, finished and edited and scheduled, and I wasn't going to add anything to it, and I've probably been like quite emotional enough for the last 10 minutes. I can't remember, I edited this video like a week ago. But Charlie from Charlie Brooke Reads and Roz from Scally About the Books just posted like a very, very, very lovely, kind video. They gathered together a bunch of, you know, a lot of my favourite Booktube people to make a little like happy anniversary Katie video, which was so lovely and just like so kind and such a very, very nice thing to do. Booktube people are just like the loveliest people, and I have met so many nice and wonderful people through Booktube, and like being part of this community means so very much to me, and I feel like the community is so kind and welcoming and so like supportive. Very, very lovely of Charlie and Roz to put together that video, and like so lovely of everyone who took part as well. And I'll leave the video link down below, because like so many of the booktubers who contributed are my favourite booktubers, and I just feel so very grateful that they put that together, and I feel so like touched and honoured and like, yeah, I feel very at home on Booktube, and I am not someone who always feels at home in all situations, so like being part of this community is so very important to me, and I'm very, very grateful to everyone who is part of this community with me. Did I actually have anything more I wanted to say? I don't know. I just was like feeling emotional about Booktube again, so I thought I would add to this emotional about Booktube video. And yeah, now I'm just like really rambling, but thank you to all of my very lovely Booktube friends from all over the world. I am very, very grateful for you all. And yeah, okay, I'm gonna go and stop rambling now and have a little happy cry to myself rather than on camera. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow with another bookish video. Oh, actually, before I go, sorry. Before I go, I do now know when the live shows are gonna be. I have now got a plan for the live shows over the next week. So this Sunday, the 8th of June, there will be a live show at 4 p.m. UK time. Do go and check what time zone that is where you are, and I will leave a link down below. And then there will also be another live show this coming Tuesday evening UK time, which will be at 9 p.m. UK time. And I will be joined in both of these live shows by a bunch of lovely Booktube friends. So if you want to come along and have a chat with us, I have no idea what we're going to talk about, probably just whatever we're reading at the current point in time, but I thought it would be fun to have a live show party. So, you know, that's what we're going to do. Please come along. Okay, I have rambled for quite long enough, so I am going to actually go now, but thank you very much for watching, and I will be back tomorrow with another bookish video.